Let's bring you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sport. 5,000 athletes are taking part in a 21-kilometer relay race at the Wanderers Club this morning. It is one of the first sporting events since the lifting of all COVID-19 restrictions. Organisers use the event to raise awareness around mental health. Our reporter Hloni Mtimkulu is taking part in the race and joins us for a quick update. A very good morning to Hloni. So how actually have things been going on? Are people looking fit and ready?
Hi Marina, so I want to tell you something that my weather app says that it's 5 degrees, but it feels like 3 degrees, so it's very cold. But that hasn't stopped a group of runners, a big group of runners from coming out this morning at the Wanderers Club to run this 21-kilometer relay race. So it's a 5-kilometer loop around the Wanderers Ilovo area times 4, and I guess they'll squeeze in 1 extra kilometer for that to raise awareness about mental health. And someone who knows about that is Henry Cock, who is a mental health activist and someone who founded a group called Mentally Aware, right? So just briefly, why are you guys doing this today?
Today, that's a great question. Why today? We should be doing this in summer. But I think the important thing is Standard Bank and myself, and through lockdown and COVID, mental health became a really big issue. And I think it came to the forefront. It really wasn't a big thing. And I think in COVID, so many people suffered from things like anxiety and depression, and it was just amazing to see how few resources have gone to that. And I think a lot of companies have started to step up and really focus on mental health and the importance of it with people and their workforce and everything like that.
And I know that just talking about COVID and the lockdown, that very hard lockdown that we had initially, I know you had a tough time, you said during that time, right? You ran 76 half marathons between Mozambique and Namibia, right? Just tell us about that and why you kind of did that.
So I struggled with my own anxiety and depression, and in lockdown I actually ran the comrades in my passageway for my staff to raise funds. We do restaurants, and obviously
you did what?
Yeah, all our restaurants closed down, and a lot of our staff work hand to mouth, so they didn't have any source of income. So I decided one day to run the comrades. So I ran 6,000 laps of my passage, and we managed to raise 120,000 rand. And from that idea sprung this idea that actually we can do more for people, and I can use my running abilities to do more. And I decided that I wanted to run from the coastline, from the east coastline, from Mozambique, and I wanted to call it the Marathon of Hope, but that was taken from Mozambique to Namibia, and raise awareness for mental health, because so many of our staff struggled with their own mental health in lockdown, and it really was an important thing for me. And so we managed to raise over R1 million with that. Over 133 days we ran 133 half marathons, and we raised over R1 million for Saturday.
And I believe that was a Guinness World Record of some sort?
Yes, at the time it was, and it's been broken recently by a guy in Australia who's actually doing it for the same cause, who was inspired by our story. So it was great because it inspired other people to do the exact same thing for mental health.
Just tell us, for you, it's cold today, but you're still out here. What is it about running that kind of gets you going?
Sure, that's a good question. I think for me, like the most important thing is so like Standard Bank have done a lot, and for me, Standard Bank were one of my biggest sponsors on the run, and they did so much, and they've really aligned with what we do with the running. They started this whole campaign about Finance Fit, and I think mental health is a part of it. Physical health is a small part of mental health. It's not the be-all and end-all. But when I started running, I just found myself getting more clarity and being in a better position, and that really helped. And so Standard Bank have really aligned with those values with their Finance Fit campaign, and they've been a big backer of this mental health campaign. And I love that they're at the forefront of this, because it's brilliant, and I think it's needed. And when you see the stats, something like 1 in 3 people globally suffer from anxiety or depression, you see how important it is to bring light into the darkness of mental health.
Just final question. The first 5-kilometer loops only start at 8:30, right? Which one are you running?
I'm running all of them.
Alright, okay, well, good luck. You still have like an hour, well, not even 45 minutes to kind of get going, Henry, to do your warm-up. So, Mrena, that was Henry Cock, who is a mental health activist. He has his own group called Mentally Aware. He's run 76 half marathons to raise money for the South African Depression and Anxiety Group, raising more than 1 million rand for that cause. And he'll be running here all of those loops around this area to raise funds for mental health awareness.
Hloni, which loop are you running?
Am I might run the first 5 kilometers, just 5, and then we'll be back to you guys, I think.
Well, hey, at least you're doing something, which is better than myself and Dumelo sitting here asking you these kinds of questions. But we're going to leave it there with you. Thank you very much. That is, of course, our reporter, Hloni Mtimkulu, out at the Wanderers Club. I mean, it's a great initiative, of course, in raising awareness for mental health. You know, we can sit and talk about it until we're pink in our face. But when you get someone who goes and does something like that, who runs from, you know, the east to the west of the continent, from Mozambique to Namibia, and then you get somebody in a different country inspired by that story. I mean, that's the kind of action that you need to get out there, and not just sitting and discoursing about mental health. So well done to Hendrik, of course, and of course well done to Hloni as well for taking part in this. That is, of course, our reporter.